So I've been with the program for about 6 years, I believe, so just from the very beginning. And honestly, for the longest time, it's probably been one of the best experiences I've ever had. Getting to meet new players from so many different areas has made me a better player and like a better person. Like even going into games, like you'll play against your opponents, but then at the end of the day, you'll be able to say hi and give them hugs and like, hey, I'll see you in the next ODP event or in the next ODP training. And it's given me so much comfort and so much joy to know that I can have that in the program. And not even that, it's just the amount of opportunities that you're given for a player, like being able to come to these showcases or events or the regional camps and whatnot. It opens up your horizon and opens up like your player experience so much more that you probably would have never known if you were to go into any other program. It's just, I love it, and I love coming out to practice. I love coming out to these events.
First of all, how did you hear about the ODP program?
I think my mom had heard of it from a friend, and they're like, my mom and dad, they introduced it to me. They're like, hey, do you want to try out for this? I'm like, okay, let's do it. And even at tryouts, I'm like, yeah, I want to do this. Like, this is something I really want to do. And then they had picked me up for the pool, Coach Trisha, and ever since then, I haven't gone back.
What was it about the tryouts?
I love the organization of how they set up ODP. It's just you get picked up for the pool, and then you keep having these trainings, you get picked up for rosters, and you keep progressing from there. And also the idea of meeting so many new coaches and so many new players. And it's like, because sometimes in sports you can feel like you're the only one. Like with scheduling, with playing games, with pressure, sometimes you're just in a closet by yourself and you don't know where to go. But then when you meet these players, you're not alone. Like you're not alone in your progress and you're not alone in your process. And they can relate to you so much more than, for example, like your friends at school, like your family back home. Like these players can relate to you so much and how their dreams are the same as yours to keep playing what they love. And that was something I realized right off the bat at tryouts. I'm like, okay, let's just, like, I love it. Like, okay, let's go. Like, I wanted to be with you guys in this process because they became my sisters. Like, the whole team became my sisters over the span of 6 years. And I will forever be grateful for that.
So there's different topics, right, that you touched on. One of them, or a question that I would like to ask you is, from when you first started, right, as a player, you just remember when you were trying out, when you went to your first event, to the player that you are now, from your point of view, I can ask your coach how you progressed or whatever.
Yeah.
From your point of view, how have you progressed during that time span, during those 6 years?
Extremely. Like, and ODP has so much to do with that. You can improve tactically or like technically, but you have to first find the love of the game, and ODP helped me realize that. You can't just be forced into something. Like, you can't just do it just to do it. You have to do it because you want to do it. And being able to come into these trainings and these events made me really love the program because I got to see how much other people just loved the program and loved playing the sport, and I wanted to be like that. So my love for the sport developed throughout these years, and that's how I was able to improve. Like, when you don't love something and you're just doing it just to do it, you'll see that you just stay the same. Yeah, you may grow a little, yeah, you may get a little bit stronger, but your tactics and your technicality in the games will just stay the same. But when you love the game, you put so much time and effort into it that you can only improve from there. So ODP has helped me realize that a lot.
Can you, throughout those 6 years, obviously you have a lot of memories, you've been to a lot of events, just top of your head, what's been maybe one or two of your favorite moments that you just really lived up to, that you just really enjoyed the experience while in ODP? And can you walk me through that? You know, 'cause you've experienced that. Yeah. I'm just curious too.
Okay, so there was, what year was it? We were going to the West Championships in Arizona, and It was at the airport in San Francisco. I'll never forget it. So I think it was the year of 2020, like right before we went into quarantine. And for some reason, there was a plane malfunctioning, and we were there for 8 hours. And we were supposed to play a game that day, and luckily they moved it. But we were at the airport for 8 hours. I think if I was with any other team, I probably would have like hated it. I would probably have been complaining and everything. But because we had been with each other for other events that were prior to Arizona, and because we were with each other for had already like 3 years, I think, we just made the experience better and like so much more fun than what it should have been. And honestly, like, I'm kind of happy the plane was delayed for 8 hours, because I don't think I would have gotten any closer to my team than before that. And ever since then, we became best friends. And then throughout all like the troubling events during that showcase, we pulled through together, and we were able to like play our hearts out and play with each other, and it was so much more fun. And then there was I think it was my first year for this event specifically. They took us to the Portland Thorn game. I don't remember who it was against, and it was such an experience because it's my first time ever watching a professional game. And we got to like get food. They took us to like the highest seats and everything, and we got to watch the entire game. And it was so much fun being able to do that, especially having your coaches like analyze the game right next to you, and you can learn everything, and just having fun and eating tater tots with my teammates. I still have videos from that, and it was like, those are memories I'll never lose, and I will cherish them forever. Like, even if they're not in games, like, those events will lead up to the games. Your love for your teammates, your love for the coaches will help you in the games. You just have to learn how to develop that. And yeah.
So ODP, first of all, thank you for sharing that. It's like those moments or like those memories, right, that many people don't even know. Maybe your parents know about it,
no.
Or their teammates, right?
Yeah.
But like, those are, I mean, I was a player myself, right? And those are the memories, and those are the moments that help you bond a lot more. And once you like look back on it, you're like, I'm glad that moment happened, right? Yeah. Just like you did right now. But just to continue on with the conversation, obviously Cal North is, it's a state pool or a state team that you represent the association, and you get to play against the other state associations in our region, right? You played club. From your point of view, two questions, how does it differentiate from playing just club to playing and actually representing Cal North? And tying in with that question, how does it feel to represent Cal North? You're representing, right, your city, but you're also representing not necessarily the whole state, because there's Cal South, right, and Cal North, but you're representing a majority of your state, or your region at least.
Mm-hmm. It differentiates a lot, because when you're with your club, you're with them at least like 3 to 4 times a week, practicing an hour and a half, playing games and whatnot. When you're at ODP, it's a little bit more pressure, because you have a limited time to be there, and you need to quickly like get with how they want to play, how they want to win, how they want to defend, and everything like that. So time span is very different, and when you are at an event, personally, I would say it's a little bit more pressure, because you're representing here in like a very large region of California, and it may get nerve-wracking at some times, but honestly, it helps you develop as a player, because you need to get in those situations like, hey, there's a lot of pressure on me, but I have to pull through. I have to pull through for myself, my team, my coaches, everyone, because you want to play the best of the best, and you want to prove that you are the best of the best, especially in such events like this one, and in Arizona, and regional camp and whatnot. And there is a different, like, I think I already touched on it, but a difference in representation. When you're with your club team, really you're representing like the surrounding area that's very close to you, or maybe a city, perhaps. It depends on where you are. But again, when you're with Cal North, you're really representing a large region of Cal North. And I can even go on and talk about like Cal South. Like, as a whole, we're really covering a very large state, and we need to prove that all the girls, the hundreds of girls that tried out for us, the 100 girls that tried out for Cal North, other states and whatnot, that you deserve to be there. You are the best, and you want to show that you can improve so much to stay the best, and that's all I can say for that. Is just know what you are.
So for you, from the 6 years that you've been here, what do you think have been some of the core values that you've really engraved and just developed right into the person that you are today, from your experiences with ODP?
Again, the love of the game. You have to have that. That's the first thing you need to check off your box for playing soccer. Adaptability, because again, your time span is limited, and you need to do whatever you can to adapt to your surroundings and, again, show that you are the best of the best. Those are the two main ones that I learned in this program. I want to touch on one more, I think. Let's see. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Yeah, take your time.
Let's see. Adaptability, and then, understanding. Because there's going to be hard moments. It can touch on adaptability a little bit, but when you're given criticism, or even if you had a bad day, you have to give yourself some understanding, because sometimes it really can eat you, and you can think oh my gosh, I just let up that goal, everything just fell apart from there or whatnot. But give yourself some breathing room. Understand hey, you proved that you are the best of the best. Although you have to keep proving that, everyone's human. You have to keep going. These simple mistakes are not what's gonna make you, but what you do after them proves who you are. So you have to understand that, and you have to understand that this happens to everyone. So you have to give other people understandings hey, this may have not been their best day, but give them breathing room, give them time. They're gonna get better, as did you. And so it's the love for the game, adaptability, and being able to understand your surroundings and other people.
Nice. Those are really good 3 values that you touched on. Anything else that I missed that I should have asked, or maybe something that you just think it's worth mentioning that you would like to add, just kind of to conclude the interview?
Just keep going. Don't stop, because I've been here for 6 years, and it sucks to know that this is my last event, but it felt like yesterday that I was here with Coach Trisha and my team at the time, and I love it. Just keep going. It's fun.
And I mean, just kind of follow up that question. What's going to be something that you'll probably miss the most, or what do you think it's gonna, when you look back 5 years or 10 years, and then you're that's something that I miss from the ODP program.
Yeah.
What do you think that's going to be?
I think it's gonna be with the team and be with the coaches. Even the car rides. I'm gonna miss the car rides a lot, because that's where we really got to bond. I'm gonna miss them so much. I'm gonna miss my coaches. Going on the car rides, we actually got pulled over yesterday, and so it was. But those little moments like that, it just brings me so much happiness. It's it was so funny, and I will never forget those car rides, being with the team, being able to learn from the coaches. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot to let go. It's gonna be so hard to let go, but those are things I'll never forget.